We are alive, and we are alive in effect. The Not I But Dream Team Zone. I am the incomparable Red Fidel, National Chief Strategist for New Order National Human Rights Organization under the awesome leadership of Jared Emerson Rose, whom I give a strong salute. Viewers, listeners, all those who tune in every week, we got a special guest this evening with us. We got a real special guest, someone that I'm actually about to learn a lot about myself tonight, as well as the viewers and the listeners. Got none other but pugilistic champion Albert Prince Bell with us on deck with us tonight, and not even still a moment, but let him have his time to tell you who he is, who he's about, and about just something about himself. So, brother, tell our viewers what's going on.
Albert Prince Bell, undefeated professional out of Toledo, Ohio. Trying to take the world, man, one fight at a time.
That's what's up, though, man. That's what's up. How long you been fighting, though?
Man, I came out fighting. My father was a boxer, and an older brother that was a boxer, and an
Right.
uncle that's 2 years older than my older brother. So, um, I was getting babysitted in the boxing gym. So when I was 3 years old, what I mean, walking and talking, I was learning my fundamentals. So I've been boxing my entire life. Um, yeah, so long
I
time.
mean, but at what age did you know that this is something I wanted to do? Just because your family did it, like you didn't have no aspirations to want to do something else other than box.
Uh, It was just in me. It's just I loved it. You can't fight officially as an amateur until you 8. So when I was 8 years old, my first won every single tournament and championship it was. So ever since there, it was just repeated success year after year after year. Um, yeah, probably got right as an amateur, around 50 to 60 state and regional titles. Was number one
For
in
real?
the United States and all that type of stuff. Yeah, so I was turned pro. I was the number one amateur boxer in the country at my weight class.
Wow. And
Always what I
what weight class was that?
lightweight.
Lightweight? Okay. Okay. And
Sir.
and I'm trying to think if I've seen you box before, to be honest with you, because I really follow boxing a little bit. But I guess I don't follow it good enough because I can't really recall you. But I seen one or two of your fights, and I was like, oh yeah, I think I seen dude before because you know talent when you see it, and you definitely somebody that got some talent. So I'm like, I don't think I seen you. You got some hands. If you the person I think you are, I done seen you. Definitely got some hands, and it's the speed too.
I'm,
You know, yeah, yeah,
yeah, I'm signed
definitely.
top rank promotion, so all my fights ESPN. So if you was to catch me, you would have caught me on ESPN card.
Yeah, and that's why I watch ESPN too. That's one of my watches
Most
right there when it comes to just watching boxing. Seeing some good up and coming fighters too. That's cool
hmm
though, man. How does it feel being a champion? Like how does the city, I guess, receive you? How's that whole experience?
um, it's a beautiful experience, as far as for especially for my city. I'm from a small city of Toledo, so we don't have no major sports teams here.
Right.
We don't got no NBA, no NFL, no MLB team. So our city is it's a fight call it, So we produce a lot of good boxers, and to be one of the best to ever come through my city, um, I get a lot of love, a lot of appreciation. I do a lot of community work as well, so yes, I get a lot of love in my city.
Now you just touched on something that definitely I want to segue into is you say you do a lot of community work. Now, when you say you do a lot of community work, what type of community work do you do? How do you give back to the
Um,
community?
I'm Muslim for one, so even though I don't celebrate the Christmas and stuff, I always do toy giveaways for the kids around that time of year, Thanksgiving turkeys and stuff like that. Then
Right.
um, I back to school when it's school time, I'll give book bags and stuff filled. Then I'll pay a barber for like 3 to 4 hours, about 4 hours, and let all the boys in the neighborhood, 15 and under, get haircuts. So they could be fresh for school.
Right.
Um, I'm been my own boxing gym and community center right in the neighborhood that I grew up in. That's my own Albert Bell Boxing Academy.
Oh, cool.
Uh, yeah, I've been doing. I've been trying to give back as much as I can ever since I've been in a position to be able to. So, um, trying to be a blessing to others, who may need it.
That's a good position to be in too, man. And it's good that you're doing it. Cause I think to me that's kind of one of the most important things to have as a foundation for you as someone representing your city, just to have the people with you. So giving back is definitely a good way. Now, is as far as being Islamic or whatnot, because Islamic is something is I'm very familiar with Islam. I would just say that. So, were you born into the faith, or was it something you converted to? Well, how has your journey been in Islam?
I was born into it.
You was born
Yeah,
into
I
it.
was.
Oh,
Yeah,
cool,
I was
cool.
Muslim.
Okay, definitely, 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 man. So I'm curious, man. Like, so coming up under boxing, right? So you were a young child that you were really familiar with gyms. You came up under that whole. You just was that was your whole life right there. It's like you was tailor made for it. Like you was bred. You know how you kind of we breed athletes. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you were kind of really tailored and bred into the whole culture of it, man. I think that's kind of an advantage as a boxer. As a boxer,
Yeah,
it's a crazy.
I still my coach to this day. So it's a
Yeah,
beautiful relationship. It ain't like like some things go wrong. Childhood, like they forced to do things and it pan out different when they get older and they be a little off and stuff. It was never like that. Like I had a normal childhood. I just was in the gym, but but I don't know. It's just beautiful. It worked. It worked out perfect. It's not a tough, not like a tough father figure, but a real fair and cool and everything. The relationship
yeah.
is beautiful.
That's cool, man. That's a special bond to have with a pop, especially in the time in the we in the generation now where a lot of kids don't have that type of bond with they pops like that. And
It's
that's and
definitely
that yeah, man. So not only is that cool, and to have your pops like in your field to work with you with the boxing aspect, so that's even a more special bond that y'all display and have with each other. So that's cool, man. I think a lot of that plays into your strengths as well because you come with even a more sense of balance of spirit because you got something behind you and that's with you. Excuse me. Excuse me. So it even gets mental, and it gets mental because when I think of boxing, a lot of times, I think one of the things that attracts me to it is the mental play that goes into it. I think it's more of a mental chess play than it is even a hand play. You know what I'm saying?
take
Hand
it
play is
90
just
and 10% physical.
exactly. That's what I be thinking. So I be like, the
Yeah,
best fighters really be the strongest mental fighters, but along with having the
boxing ain't.
real the boxing, but they the ones, you got to have a
Yeah,
strong mental
one guy trying to impose his will on another. You know
on
what I mean?
another. Yeah, yeah,
Whose will to the strongest? Like they say, most fights are won in the gym. So or on that road when you by yourself. So boxing is definitely like you got to have a strong mental because you have to um stay away from so much during training camps that you a regular human being not even used to. You know what I mean? You got to lose the weight. You got to can't be around your girl. Can't party. You know what I mean? It's really a focus, and if your mental level ain't right, you're not gonna get to where you're trying to go to. So you got to have a in this sport and like my lifestyle growing up and being in with my father and then my religion background. It all plays into my craft. You know what I mean? Because it all go hands to hand for me. So yeah, I do. I guess I do got some advantages when it comes to that.
yeah. I definitely could see that. Everything you said played into your favor and strength. Having the religious aspect too is the discipline, that by far.
Mhm.
And then
Right.
your whole demeanor, and how you carry yourself is disciplined about it. You understand the seasons. You understand all of that. It's more organic than anything, along with some spirituality. So that's what it's about, man. That's what it's about. I mean, I'm learning these things about you along with the viewers and listeners who may be viewing and listening. And I wanted to do that. A lot of times I would really go into researching a person. If I really didn't know about him, I'm gonna just confess that. And but I didn't
Right.
want to do that. I wanted to just really talk to you. So if at
No,
times I might pause, if at times I might pause because I might be thinking of something else I want to tell you or say, forgive me for that. But this first time I actually tried this, I wanted to really make it seem just organic, like I just met you too. I think
all right.
that's what make it seem so scripted. But cool, man. Definitely, man. I'm from Miami, dude. You know what I'm saying? I'm from Miami, so I've never been to your city like that before. I would love to go.
Okay.
I don't know if you ever been to Miami before. Have you ever been to
I lived in
Miami?
Miami for
Oh, you did say that. You did mention that. My bad. My bad. You
years.
did mention. Where did you stay at Miami? Where you stayed
Uh,
at?
well, I stayed in Coconut Creek.
You stayed in Coconut Creek.
It's like yeah, it's probably about 25 South Beach. It's like a
I'm kind
retirement area.
for real. I was about this. I was about to say that. It sounds like it's something like that's more further north. It's not like
Yeah,
in Miami-Dade. It's not like in Miami-Dade,
I,
like South.
it's like yeah, it's like
Yeah, it's not in South
25.
Florida, right?
So I had this story behind that because when I turned pro from the amateurs, like I said, I was number one amateur boxer in the country. So
Right.
Mike Tyson had started a promotional company back in 2013. That was the year I turned pro. I was the first fighter signed to Iron Mike Production. So from there, they moved me down there, and they had a gym there and stuff, and had all these fighters based there.
All
While
right.
I had there,
And how long were you there?
about 3 years, because um, they ended up closing the company and stuff, and then so I just moved back home and started getting back on the local scene after, you know what I mean, because once they thing didn't go how they wanted it to go, Mike was the face and this other guy was the behind the scenes man, but they paid Mike for his face and his name because it opened the door. So they
Right,
ended
right,
up
right.
ain't working out. So the company was kind of short lived. So then I, you know what I mean, once I got the release from that, I came back to home to Toledo, and then
Got you, got you. How did you like Miami though? How did you like the vibe?
it's beautiful. It's beautiful. I love it. Make you feel good as soon as you touch it down.
Miami the spot. Miami the spot. I tell a lot of people that actually living in Georgia, man, and I tell people I'm from Miami. That's one of the first things they say. They say, "How did you leave such a place?" But when you're born and raised there, you used to it. Excuse me for a second. I gotta
Right.
get some water right quick. Hold on. I'll be right back.
So, Champ, if I could cut in real quick, I don't know if you hear me or not. Ducked out. So we just waited for him to come back. 1 second. So we on with the incomparable Red Fidel of the Not I But We Dream Team here in New Orleans National Human Rights Organization. Get Champ back up in here.
Oh man,
So, Champ,
go ahead.
if I could
No,
sneak in
fine.
real
I
quick, Red
continue.
Fidel, while you
I could
try to
barely
get it
speak.
together.
I could barely speak, man. My mouth was so dry. I had some crumbs earlier. Thank you for being patient, my brother. I had to get some water.
Are you good? You good? Do you think?
For sure, for sure. Again, man, like I say, I wanted to make it like some real conversation, like I met dude for the first time. You meet me for the first time. So, I mean, what when you thought about coming to the show, what kind of questions you may have had? Well, I mean, like what kind of concerns or like some things you might have wanted to share with those getting to know you for the first time. Like, tell me something. Let me engage you a little bit into this.
I was with whatever you was with me. I mean, I go with the flow, be pretty much open, and answer the questions how they come. I ain't got no.
I mean, because
Surfing.
I know it's like I know your whole career. You always been, in some interview type situations. So we always tend to get in that position where the interview and the questioner, but it's like just having dialogue, just talking. So I appreciate you just
Yeah,
being cool with that for sure, man.
yeah. I don't got it.
Definitely good situation, man. Hey, so how far did you go in school?
I graduated high school and I was pretty much done with it after that. I tried to college for a second, but I already knew I was going. I mean, what I was trying to do, it went the college route. and
Right,
um
right.
and I was getting ready to turn pro right after high school. So that and training and moving from different places and stuff, it really didn't go with the. So I was cool with graduating high school.
I feel you though. I mean, in that career though, that definitely calls for that to some degree. I think going to college. I mean, you gonna have to. You got
Yeah.
it's not. You can't get to your goal to me in a way that's strategical because you got school interfering. So I feel you with that. You know what I'm saying? But with that, I mean, after you kind of plan on going further, like later on in your career, or something, at one time or another. I'm just curious. 'Cause you're still rather young.
Mhm.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, but we yeah, I can hear you. Yeah, but we trying to just set up to the point where I don't really see myself really going back to school route, especially going back paying all this money and doing all this type stuff.
Oh,
So
we
I'm
sure that.
setting my plan. Yeah, I'm planning my set my plan B's and C's and D's up in the process. Like we got
Okay.
tire shops. We getting into real estate, tech. My own boxing gym, community program center, and stuff like that. So we gonna be set up to the point where we don't really got to go back to school. God works how I think it's gonna work for me, and I keep doing what I need to do. So
That's right.
pretty good.
That's right. I agree with you. I agree with you 100% on that. I just, like I say, yeah, you definitely seem like a brother that could do anything you might want to do anyway. But even a thing investment wise like that, man, that's what I'm called building and building brands. I'm pretty sure you own it. You handle your business as well as your boxing. And I'm pretty sure that's just as
Definitely.
this. That's what it's about. I mean, I think that's. With that being said, blacks spend trillions a year on things, just
Mhm.
on our spending alone. Do you ever think there will be a time that we will really kind of like come to unify and bring our dollars as well as our business together? Would it be a time that you think that will happen, my brother?
If it going to advance, possibly, but it never, they never let us get our fair shake when we do try to do that. Um, I mean, the powers that be, they hate for that to happen. You know what I mean? So they always gonna try to keep some divergent going around or keep spinning this to always be against each other. But um, we can kind of advance. We're waking up nowadays, so who knows? Hopefully, I pray we can.
Yeah, I pray we can too. I think to me, you know, I like you said, I pray we can, but I just see the difficulty in it as well because the diversity of just thoughts with so many of us. It's like there's a lot of us, but we're also different in how we see and perceive things. You know what I'm saying? And I think a lot, and especially with
Right.
belief systems and how we may even believe, and those things we believe so strongly about, and those things we believe, we may hold so dear to us that the same things they tend to divide us at the same time. So it's like, it just seems like it's some type of
Mhm.
division was always there, even amongst us. But, that's just me thinking out loud, for a moment. I thought that was a good question to ask as far as, because you seem like a brother that,
Yeah,
somewhat
no,
conscious. Seem like you think about things of that nature. So
yeah, you got to create dialogue. Feel so strong about without being offended by somebody believing or thinking a different way of you, because
that's right.
everybody got their own way of seeing it. And once people understand that and stop being afraid of things that they don't understand or ignorant to, then the conversation could be open and dialogue, and the barriers could be broke down. And the more we converse and more we understand about each other, the better we all will be.
I totally agree, man. I totally agree. I mean, in your travels, because it seems like you probably went a few places just boxing in different. I'm definitely in different cities and different states and stuff like that. Um, have you ever encountered anything that might have been just any prejudice against you, or just any kind of like way against you that didn't permit you to move the way you would normally move?
I wouldn't say out of nowhere, but not probably not out no out the city or nothing like that. But I didn't have prejudice type things happen when I'm right here in the city, growing coming up.
Gotcha.
Like jogging late night and getting harassed by cops. I mean, something going on, and just all type of little stuff. And I'm saying little slick remarks and stuff like that. Like, we call them D heads. That's what we call it. You know what I mean, when
Right.
they act like that. So,
Gotcha.
um, but it's just same thing that happens everywhere with these officers and abusing their authority, and they in communities where they don't the people they policing.
It's amazing how that happens in so many cities the same way. It's like it's a blueprint when you look at it. It's really like it's a blueprint that they use.
Yeah, I believe
On
that.
go
I believe
say that.
like the
You,
you know I believe every city is the same. You got your downtown areas, you got your ghettos and your hoods and the stuff that goes on there. It's just
hmm
what degree of, but everywhere is pretty much the same.
That's true. That's true. That's why like you could go to every city and find a Martin Luther King Street or a Martin Luther King Avenue, and right in that area, that's where the black neighborhood is at. Well, Martin Luther King runs through
Correct.
that. That's how in every city, that's what you're gonna find. So it's certain areas that they have designated for certain people, and then and they have certain. But it's just what it is. I mean, I don't even like what you gonna do. I mean, it's classism, it's
Right.
classification, it's all those things. But life still is moving. So are you going to let it really just deter you or stop you from becoming who you need to be because of the
Right.
constructs that have been here before you and they're going to be here after you, or just live your life and to the best you can and just get the most out of life that you can for you and your family. So it's a decision to make, because this life
Most
thing is
definitely.
moving, it's moving by really, really fast, man. And already we
Man.
stepping into March. Monday is March. You know what I'm saying? 3 months into the new year, and we still have
Flying.
COVID. We still have COVID out here too. COVID is supposed to be
Yeah.
out here. How do you, hey, speaking of which, how's the fan situation? Are they allowing fans to actually be at the fights, or they have to, how they distancing them apart because of the COVID situation? How is that
They,
working out? Really?
they've been having this setup called the bubble. So it's like the NBA. You come there, but with the fighters only the coaches and the fighter permitted. So you got to take a test before you get there. Then when you get to the bubble, you got to take a COVID test immediately upon you enter the bubble. But and then you got to be like quarantined to your room until your test come back, so you don't affect the rest of the people that's in the bubble. So once you test negative for it, you allow to mingle amongst the fighters and the other camps, and they got like rooms to play different games, chess, ping pong, stuff like that, just to keep yourself entertained. They got a gym set up so you can out and stuff. Um, like, but then as far as the audience, it wasn't no audience. It's only the people that was there that was supposed to be there. Different promotional companies do it different ways. But as the COVID started breaking down a little bit more and it became less of what it was, they started allowing 50 fans, 100 fans. But they just announced Saturday far as on the top ESPN, that was their last fight in the bubble. So from now on, I guess the fight's going back to normal. They probably won't be operating at full capacity, and they might have some distance, but they will start allowing fans back in the fights. Very excited about that.
Are they are they making you as fighters get the vaccination?
No, no, I didn't heard anything about no vaccines, but
Okay.
we just got to get stuff like that.
Yeah. How do you feel about the vaccination?
I'm not really for it right now, and now, especially right now, I'm not. I'm one of them guys that have to see things play out for a little bit. Uh, I don't know. I'm not really for it. I'm not really with the vaccinations of really kind of no kind. Um, but yeah, I don't know. But I know they gonna come with the you can't get your ID, you can't get passport, you can't travel, you can't do it. They gonna I'm gonna know they gonna find a way to try to force it on everybody. So
So it's like that. So that's a good place. Let's rest. Let's spring from that place right there. So I agree with you on that. So for all of us who may be right now in contrast of the voluntary effort to get that shot, which I'm in total contrast of. If it comes to that, it seems like our hands are tied because if we
right,
can't travel, if we can't do something without having that vaccination, what does that put us who really were not going to, not intending to get it in the first place? You know what I'm saying? So like, what do you do? What are we gonna do? You get what I'm coming from when I say that?
I got you. But it's like at that point, can we really do? You know what I mean? So I don't know. That's a good thought
I
in the
mean, because like
conversation.
like you can't really travel anymore, because
Right,
just say if it really comes into effect, I kind of in my foresight I see like something like that can really happen, and so they say,
right, yeah,
well, you got to show that card along with your passport and everything else. So now that you don't have that card, you're regionally now landlocked. So if you're regionally landlocked, no matter how against anything you are, you're landlocked anyway. So they already know where you at. You ain't going nowhere. So you can't even travel. You can't even really. You can't even traverse this thing called Earth because you landlocked in a particular region because you ain't got a piece of card that says you've been vaccinated. And I can see it getting to that place where it's gonna be. I feel you on that. So that just makes me
yeah,
question it. I ask myself that question, like, damn, would I really have to get vaccinated in order to have entry into the fucking world? Excuse my language, you know what I'm saying? But like entry into the world. So yeah, so I mean, you ever think about that?
I, uh, I just see how it's set up. I just know. I just eventually see it's gonna be getting. I just see it like go to the
Yeah,
BMV, can't get your license plates because I mean it's just always it's gonna be they're gonna keep a lot of restrictions. You can't board a plane. You can't get a new ID. You know what I mean? It's like they, it's gonna be a way that when they want it, they gonna want you to comply, or you gonna be what I mean off the grid basically.
and actually, man, they can fine you for going on. They can actually give you jail time for going off the grid, and a lot of states are like that. And but because a lot of people are really starting to do that, and they starting to crack
Mhm.
down. Like even it was illegal to even collect
Right.
rainwater. It's like I mean, how can you? I mean, it's illegal to collect
Yeah,
rainwater.
yeah, I never
So
even understood that, but yeah, I know that.
yeah, and it's interesting. Like when you think about how insanely and crazy that sounds, how is it not logical that they could stop you from moving? You know what I'm saying? So it's like, no, man, it's a whole nother plan going on. So we got to really dig deep and be thinking,
Most definitely.
make moves really right now. I mean, like whatever moves you kind of trying to make them. So I salute you, champion, because you became a champion. And I mean, dude, man, that's a skill set to have. Is it true or is it myth when people say boxers have to get their hands licensed and like you can't be fighting outside of the ring? Like, is that true?
Uh, it's not like really. It's kind of like a myth, but at the same time, it's still true. because when you turn pro, you do have the option to register your hands, but I never went downtown and register my hands as weapons. You get what I'm saying? But if you were to get into a fight, you're a boxer, this person press charge to you, or you know what I mean, really they could really, you know what I mean, exercise a right to an extent to really like prosecute you. So it is a bad, it's very frowned upon, you know. So or and it's gonna cost you because they're gonna most times out of 10 they're gonna settle out of court for some undisclosed amount of money before you even go there because you're gonna have to pay or you're gonna go to jail and go look at you as a professional boxer punching on people. So that's not yeah. And you could be charged with felonious assault
Yeah, I always wondered that. You
depending on
always
the
hear
judge.
right. You hear stuff like that, but I never know
But
if it
some
ever
people
happened.
yeah, but some people do some fighters' hands are registered or whatnot. But I just I just don't know any of them personally that just really went downtown and registered their hands as weapons. So I don't know.
I mean, if one can register their hands as weapons, can you all also insure your hands, like in a situation that's going to
Yeah,
afford you some money?
you,
You can insure your
yeah,
hands.
you can insure your hands. Yeah,
Oh
that's like
wow,
some like insure their fingers and hands and all that type of stuff. Yeah, you can insure your hands.
you got your hands insured.
No, I need to because I always be fracturing my stuff too.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Yeah, I need
thinking,
to.
man. Like, yeah, you need to insure them, at least get paid for the injury. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? For real,
Yeah.
Hey, you can't be hitting that hard like that, champ. You
Man.
you be you be trying to punch through them. They don't be trying to punch them. You be trying to punch through them, huh?
The only
That's,
way.
that's what's up, man. That's what's up, man. You don't even look like you don't even look like that kind of guy, man. But they say them ones who be quiet and focused like that. They be
Right.
them
That
they be real ones. Definitely,
I be
man.
chilling. Definitely don't look like a fighter. Like
Hey, that go. I say that all the time because man, since the I would say the whole induction of MMA years ago, and just martial arts in general, it's the innocuous. It's the people who don't even look like they're fighters out there in the street. You talking all that mouth, and you mess around and get your tail whooped by somebody who you thought wasn't even what it was. You know what I'm saying? You just don't even know who people are, man.
respect.
You got to respect everyone for who they are and in their
Yeah.
space. Seriously, man.
Yeah. Respect yourself. Respect yourself. Respect every person and thing around you. I mean, until
For
they
sure.
give you a reason not to. Lead with
Yeah,
respect, and you get you far.
yeah, I'm with you on that. For real. Indeed, man. Indeed, man. So, are you married, man? Do you have a family?
No, no, no. I'm not married, no children. You know, I'm pretty much single. You know, dating around and stuff like that a little bit. Just
Okay. Okay. You probably really disciplined in your lifestyle and you focus. What's your goal with boxing? Like, okay,
get some.
as far as your goal in boxing, are you trying to become a unifying champ? You want to unify some belts?
Yes, yes, that's the plan. You know, what I mean, become. Just do as much as I can with the years I got in my career. You know, and set myself up for it. But the ultimate goal, is to be all the way financially straight. You know, and be happy with the legacy I leave behind in my career. So, I got steps to still to make with on.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. So the good thing about it is you have a goal in sight, and when you got a goal in sight, it's easy to get to it because you
Yeah,
chart a
got
course already. You already chart your course.
yeah, you
The
got to be
key is
got
I,
got to.
yeah,
That's how you always take yourself to next levels by setting them goals.
yeah,
You know what I mean, put a little pressure on yourself. Put pressure
yeah,
on yourself. Create some diamonds. You know what I mean. You gotta
yeah,
give yourself something to work to. That's how you stay from getting complacent where you at.
yeah. That's real, man. That's real. And it's like training. It's like just like the same way you training for fighting. When you training your physical, you also training your mental. And that way you just spoke of, you got to keep your mental trained as well. So that's where your balance comes into play with you even being able to become one with yourself. having a strong mental, strong physical, all that. It balances each other out. And that's as a fighter, that's why I think like y'all may even have a disadvantage from those people who don't even train hard physically enough to connect with their mental in that way. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
that's where the dance, that's where the beauty of the dance comes in when you're in the ring and you're boxing. Because people just see it like, y'all savage beating on each other and it's somebody who's not a real fan. But those who really see it, it's an art to us. We see the chest behind it. I see the chest behind it. I see the thinking
And
of
that's
the mind. I see the strategy. It's
the
that's the
boxer
art of it. Yeah, man. You see the art of it. That's
type
what
of
it's about.
fighter.
Yeah,
I'm a
definitely.
very, very type of fighter. I'm a real boxer. I'm like a real hit and don't get hit type of person. I'm not one of them guys that come in there and just we to I mean, I really had a sweet science to my craft. You know what I mean? And been working at that craft since I was a little boy. So yeah, it's definitely just I definitely practice the art of it. So the pugilistic side, barbaric, just go in there and just try to slaughter each other. You know what I mean? So it's definitely all about chess and thinking and setting traps and stuff like that.
As a young boxer coming up, who were some of the who were some of your idols as far as boxer? Who would you say you idol?
Uh, Typical greats, you know what I mean? Most definitely Muhammad Ali for sure. Sugar Ray Leonard,
Who
uh,
did you come? Who did you come up
Floyd
watching to idol?
Mayweather, Pernell Whitaker, you know,
Yeah.
Roy. I watched Roy Jones Jr. the most when I was a kid growing up.
Okay.
Roy Jones, that was during the time in the '90s. He was the king.
Gotcha.
Then went to the Floyd era. But I was like, but growing up in a boxing family, I always watched boxing, like fights from a long time ago.
Yeah,
Especially
definitely.
when I became more and more of a boxer, study with different people and see what I could take or what I liked about that fighter and try to add it to my craft. Student of
Who did you
game.
take? Who did you take from the most, as far as your style and who you are?
Uh, Floyd, Roy, and Ali. I would say.
Lloyd, Roy, Ali. Let me see. Let me see if I could break this down a little bit. Floyd, Roy, and Ali. Let's deal with Floyd. Hmm. Floyd is very defensive. He definitely knows how to. His defense game is just as impeccable as his offensive game. He's very balanced. So it's a lot to take from him to me than probably the other two. Uh, and he's a real strong, more mental of anything. Very skilled though.
That's
Very fast.
solid.
Got the,
Very
huh?
defensive, calculated, smart,
Yeah,
and balanced.
yeah, definitely that. And he's a finisher. People forget that he's a finisher. He's still a finisher.
Pretty Boy was the
Yeah,
finisher. Pretty Boy was
yeah, he's definitely a
money man.
finisher. Yeah, that for
I
real.
mean, but
And Roy, you could never go wrong with Roy. Roy is to me as skillful as Roy was. Roy also was unorthodox, and that's what made him even that more to
yeah,
me
he was
that more dangerous. He was unorthodox, but
okay.
he was so skillful with it. It was like, damn, it's like this dude is
Yeah,
so skillful. But yeah, he was like a real chicken, one of the
he
roosters he
just
used to be chasing. Yeah, he was different.
he do
That's
stuff you
what.
teach. Just
Yeah,
you just go. You just go.
yeah, I agree with you on that. With Roy was that type of dude, and Ali to me, Ali was a great
Yeah.
fighter, but Ali was a better salesman of his fighters. He was a promoter of himself. He was like to me he was what Floyd was to some degree. Floyd learned that aspect how to sell himself from a person like Ali without taking the punishment that Ali took physically. Ali just took too much punishment to me. His style just really didn't warrant him to move out the way enough. As with Floyd, he was not trying to
Mhm.
take the punishment, and
Yeah,
therefore,
that was
yeah, he definitely. So you pick some good ones. You pick some
yeah,
good ones. So that lets me know that you definitely about speed. You definitely about you about
yeah. He
calculation, strategy.
fought too long.
Yeah, you fought way too long. Hey, you hear it popping? Do you hear it popping?
Mhm.
Because I can't hear you anymore.
Yeah, just yeah.
It's popping. You hear something? Is the connection? We're losing
Yes,
connection.
it was popping.
Yeah, something was popping about it. I thought because I couldn't hear you anymore.
The connection seemed.
I don't know. So praise on this
Can you
end.
hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you on my end.
It's popping a little bit too on my end,
So,
but I can hear you still.
so right now in your class, who's the top contender? Who's like right now? Who's up in line in your ascension to the top?
Um, it's a few guys out there, and other guys with world titles. So you got the top like guys that's undefeated that's never been world champion and stuff. Guys like uh guys with like Abraham Nova, uh what's the Chris Colbert, let me see the other guy, Gabriel Flores Jr. But again, you got the other world champions, such as Oscar Valdez, um, Jojo Diaz, Shakur Stevenson, um, Javante Davis, depending on which weight class he decides to fight. Sometimes he got 35, sometimes come down to 30. It's a lot of big names and good fights out there made in the weight class. It's great to be in the weight class I'm at. You know what I mean? A lot of fun, a lot of fun fights to be made.
Indeed, I agree. Indeed, there is. That's what I miss, man. I miss the fight game, man. I miss me some good fights, man. Definitely. I gotta see you, man. When your next one?
We got the date the other day. I don't know who I'm fighting yet or where, but they told me to just start getting ready for April 24th. So
April
I should be
24th.
knowing everything soon. So I got my date. So I've been in the gym, getting back ready and getting focused and waiting on the name. So we can get
So
it
does
going.
that so now see now you just opened up the door for us curious minded. How did that does that usually work like that? Like you don't even know who you fighting? Yeah,
It
like the
depends
business, the
because
business.
it all depends because sometimes you know exactly who you fighting it be set up. I mean, for y'all to fight, but sometimes when you like get to a certain point in your career, you fight other guys that's in a good part of their career as well. So a lot of these fights don't be mandatory unless there are mandatory. Because when you got like a certain title, like you have a mandatory challenger, but a lot of them don't. So the you have they send you some names, and I just always try to pick the best name out of the 3, 4 guys that I might potentially be fighting. I always try to fight the best one, or I might say and they say, Albert, but he might not want to fight. So then we had to go to a different option, stuff like that. It's kind of difficult. It works different from each fight for real.
Got you. Okay. I was that would have been interesting if it was. I was like, okay, so that means management got to be on point. That's all I'm thinking about. Like management needs to be on point, especially the management that handles your business as well as your personal training and team management.
Right.
That the management got to be on point. That's cool. So it's good that you even got your. I think you say your pops is with you, right?
Yeah. My pop is my
Yeah,
is
yeah,
my
yeah.
coach.
That's what's up. Cool. You know what? I remember one time there was a topic about that, right? And I don't know how many years ago. It's not really long ago, where they were actually considering in the game, you know, doing they was trying to kind of do away with the boxer father, the father boxer relationship with boxers. You remember when they was talking about that at one time?
They be trying, but they can't really argue with the results of these boxer fathers trainers. Sometimes they might fall out after they get to where they going, but most of these fathers when they be in that gym, I mean, with them, they get them to where they need to be. Like you gotta think the Floyd Mayweather, his father and uncle Roy Jones was trained by his father. Belts, you know what I mean? Then he went a different way. Shane Mosley. Then you got about 5, 6 guys today that's current world champions that's trained by their fathers and stuff. So it's a great history of fighting with they with their father. It's just got to know when to let the man become a man because that's where the problem be running to it at because at the end of the day they don't see it no more. You got to let and be a man, and, you know what I mean, and handle his business the right way. And once they understand that, it goes smooth. But if they don't, somebody still probably play the father role to their treat them as such. So it could go left, but you know it could go either way.
Yeah, that's what I agree with you on that. I think that, even to some degree, you might even have a parent that might be living vicariously or indirectly through their child, what I'm saying, as far as the boxing
Right.
thing. So they might be that much more attached to the child as an asset, or as a, just as that, it's love, but, they loving it more in a different way. So that could be something as well to consider. So I get you. I feel you on that. Yeah, man, definitely. Cool, dude. That's cool. And you definitely, man, gotta. I like your journey, man. I've never met nobody like it. You grew up in the sport. You grew up kind of like the fighters we know, like the Floyd Mayweathers now. Guys, kind of just from the seed to the tree, from the seed to the plant to the tree.
Right. I
Definitely,
appreciate,
definitely,
I
yeah, from the
appreciate
seed.
long journey,
Yeah, I
long
can
journey.
imagine. And it's so much more to go. So much more to go.
Correct.
So much more to go, brother. It's a lot of living even after boxing. Definitely that. And I know you planting seeds to make all that happen. Plant seeds to make
That's
all
the
that happen.
plan.
That's gotta be the plan. Gotta survive, man. Definitely, man. So have you? Hey, how's your family held up since the whole COVID situation? How's everything down? Where you all are at?
Everybody real good. You know, we ain't had no problem. I think probably I don't know, probably a couple family members caught it for a second and gone. That's right when it first hit, but we ain't had nobody on no ventilators or no passings or nothing. Like that. So you know, I mean, that's the blessing. So I
Yeah.
haven't had it. I done got tested times and I done stayed healthy and away from it. So that's another blessing. But my family held about yours.
I mean, unfortunately, fortunately, fortunately, um, I might have had one or two family members who has succumbed to, COVID, what they say COVID like symptoms that actually led to, them actually passing away. But, I kind of question sometimes when people go into the hospitals, because at one point, and even probably now and currently, they're just kind of toe tagging people with saying they died of COVID when it could have been any other thing, So, but, nonetheless, I had like two people or whatnot. So,
Real
you got to get,
losses, family.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I appreciate that, man. I appreciate that. Appreciate that. Just
Yep.
in general, a lot of people passing, man. A lot of people passing away in general in so many ways, man. It's just interesting like that. We're in interesting times. This is historic on so many
Yeah.
on so many ways. This is historic that we're living a history right now. Another history
Yeah.
book that our great great grandchildren will read about. Shit, that's the real
Sure.
that's real science right there. It's real. Yes. So man, you got anything you may want to ask me? we gonna switch microphones. I was just vibing with you, but yeah, I done learned so much about you. I feel complete now. But I still had some
Uh,
time to just share with you. I had some time. It's all ongoing. It's all organic, man. So forgive me, man. This is not how we would usually do. I just wanted to try something different and new, and I wanted to try it with you, man. It's just like we sitting down, just talking, chilling and not drinking a beer. We're drinking
it's
water, ladies and gentlemen. We're drinking water.
all good, man. But
For real, man.
I just enjoying the conversation. I was just going with it, letting it be, just
I
chopping
see, man.
how we chop,
I see. I'm trying. I'm
But
trying. I'm trying to
whatever.
extract it. I'm trying to extract it out you. Like I'm trying to get it out you. You so laid back, boy. I thought I was cool. You done took my little title. I ain't cool no more. I ain't. I thought I was. You got me beat.
I just be chill.
You got me beat. Hey man, you just a
I just
content dude, man. You somebody that know what they're doing. You
be
somebody that you
chilling.
focus. You know that's a good place to be, bro. You know, ain't nobody for to touch you. So yeah, man, definitely. You got any so you got brothers that's in the sport as well? You got brothers that's in the
Definitely, I
sport as
appreciate.
well?
I appreciate.
The connection, I can't hardly hear
No,
you
they
no more.
older than me now. They are doing something else in life. You know what I mean? I was the
Oh
baby.
yeah? Oh yeah?
No, I'm
Okay,
the
okay.
baby. You know what I mean? They all doing a different.
they I
Can you hear me
that's
now?
supposed to it's going in and out.
Yeah. So they all doing
I
their own
Oh yeah? They're not in the sport anymore. They don't do anything in the sport.
thing. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you a little better now. You hear me?
No,
Can you hear can you hear me
no,
though?
I'm the baby boy, so I'm holding it down. Yeah, I can hear you fine.
You can hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you fine.
Cool. Man, I don't know what's up with the connection.
Yeah, I could keep
Oh
always
yeah?
heard you.
That's what's up, man. Hey, but look,
Man,
I don't know what's up with our connection. We keep losing connection, and I think they tapping in. They might not want me and you to talk about the biggest revolution that's going to take place. Is the revolution of the mind. They don't want us to talk about that. Hey, but definitely, man. I enjoy talking to you. I enjoy, just you really sharing some of your time with us this evening. I enjoy you. I enjoy you taking time out your busy schedule. Jared told me that you're really pretty busy, especially I can imagine now with training and everything else that's about to take place. So thank you for coming on, man, and just like giving me this opportunity to just have some dialogue, which I really appreciate that. I've gotten a chance to really get to know a little something about you, and I'm gonna follow you, man. I want to follow your career. Like I say, I'm a pugilistic fan. I want to follow your career, see where you go, man, because I already seen what you could do. So I already see you got a skill set. When you've been in the game and watching it so long, you can see who got it and who don't got it. It's just what it is. I've been messing with dogs and for a long time, and I can see what dogs got it and what dogs don't got it. You know what I'm saying? So you can see that. So
I
definitely,
appreciate you for having me. It's
yeah,
been
for sure, man.
definitely a great experience, man. I appreciate it.
Oh man, it's cool, man. It's cool. I wanted to just make it like it was just being at home, man. It's no Our platform is home to a lot, man. We get serious on here. We talk about a lot of real, get down to the, some real good conversations and whatnot. But at the end of the day, it's still kind of to me communal, and it's still being what we would call, just being real to some degree. I just wanted to really talk to you because I really love the sport, and a couple of my partners in Miami actually used to box too. They started out boxing. They used to box for the city of police. They boxing in different gyms or whatnot. I always kind of inspired to want to do that, but I just never got around to it. I took the opposite way. So, but I always loved the sport.
Right.
So to know that you was coming on, I was like, yeah, I want to talk to the brother, just straight up talk. So,
Most
but
definitely.
next week
All
I'm gonna have
love.
my script. Yeah, definitely. Appreciate that, man. Hey, don't be no stranger, man. I wanna invite you back on sometime, man, later on, and then see where we're at, man. By then you should have another belt. Hopefully you'll pull up another belt, or you have some more some more metal to wrap around you, and tell us about that
Right.
journey. Let's do that, man. I'm rooting for you, man. Definitely, and I
Most
know
definitely.
everybody out there that's
Most
viewing
definitely. I
it and
appreciate
seeing it.
it. I definitely
Definitely.
have no problem.
Yeah. Hey, so how can anyone get in contact with you? Do you have any social media? Do you mean how can they follow you? How can anybody follow your career through social media?
Instagram, Albert Prince Bell. Facebook, Albert Prince Bell. Twitter, Albert Bell 419. I'm on there. It's lit.
Oh, all right. You say it's lit. That's what's up. So y'all heard it straight from Albert Prince Bill himself. Follow him on those social media platforms that he's giving you. And man, just follow the career support anybody that's not only fighting through their hands, but fighting through the movement, fighting through everything that, just kind of just in a sense that, you know, doing the things that we would like to do, because fighters actually express some of our own thoughts in a way that we can't swing our hands, but they could do theirs at least and get paid for it. So I always say y'all expressing some of the feelings we be having as well, but at least you get paid for it. So hey, but
Right.
definitely, man, again, man,
Right.
stay safe, man. Take care of your hands, and please get them insured, my brother. If you're going, again, get some money off it. Don't just beat yourself up for nothing. Insure your hands. Yeah. All right, man. So, hey, listen, I look forward to talking to you again. I promise to be more formidable. I'm gonna have my suit
For
on. I'm gonna have my
sure.
questions, and
Once
I'm gonna
again,
have
I appreciate you,
I'm
man.
gonna have I'm
All
gonna have
love.
my
I
notepad
definitely be
out
back.
for sure. All right, man. Peace. I'm gonna holler at you. Signing out. Due to Knowledge Radio with the Not I But Dream Team's on Red Fidel, representing New Order National Human Rights Organization under the awesome leadership of Gerald Emerson Rose, who I salute. See you next week. Peace and blessings, y'all.